Hi, I'm Chev from Chev's Off-Road, and today we're going to be working on my buddy Cason's 2021 TX300i. As you can see, she's quite dirty. We're going to clean her up and put some new plastics on it. Now I'll give you Cason and let him tell you guys a little bit about his bike.
So guys, I've done a couple races on this thing. Usually it's just for free riding and stuff like that. We got some plastics here for it today, some radiator guards as well, because this one's a little dinged up. One of the radiator shrouds has actually got a crack in it as well, because one of the races I was doing, I had kind of a bad spill, and we're just gonna get it completely cleaned up. We also have a rear tube to put into it as well. The back tube is popped as of right now. And that's about it, except for some new grips right here. These ones are pretty ripped up and stuff like that, so we'll see how it goes.
So stay tuned. This should be a totally different bike after this. We got some different colored plastics for it. So stay tuned. You guys should enjoy this. We'll get her cleaned up.
Alright guys, so first step here, we're gonna start it up, ride it right into the wash bay, and then we're gonna get it cleaned up a decent bit.
Alright, we got it on a stand here right next to the pressure washer. We sprayed some degreaser on it to get all the greasiness off there, because no one wants to stick their fingers in that. So we'll get the pressure washing this thing, and then after that we'll get the plastics off. Okay, now that we got her all washed off, we didn't wash it all the way. We're gonna pull the plastics off and then get in a little deeper in there, all the stuff you can't get to. So we'll start pulling this off and get our new plastic on, and she's gonna start looking pretty snazzy.
Alright, we got the bike out here now, and we're gonna start pulling the first couple panels off.
Alright, so we got a naked bike now. We're gonna take her back to the pressure washer and get in there nice and deep and get all that grime out of there. Then we'll get our new plastics on. She'll look good.
Alright guys, so now after a full session of taking out the plastics, getting it all cleaned up and putting all these on, we had a little bit of difficulties because this is an Austrian bike and we're kind of used to the Japanese bikes, so getting the plastics off was a little different for us, especially since this is a newer year. But it looks pretty good and I'm very happy with the way it turned out. We are planning on getting some graphics and some other things for it as well, just to clean it up a bit. Maybe a seat cover here.
Definitely a seat cover.
Yeah.
That would complete the whole build.
Yeah, we got these new grips on as well, and it all just came together really nice.
nice and shiny. Got those end grips. Got her all washed off and everything. And now we're going to pull this tire off and get the tube in here. I already loosened this nut up, so we'll pull this off and pull this axle out and get this tire off and get a new tube in there. Should be good. There we go. Axle is out. I'll pull this off. Okay. Now we'll get that pulling all this off. Alright, so we'll get a 10 and 12 on here and run this stuff out. And this isn't the first tube I put in this bike for him. I don't know how, but he does pop tubes a lot. I think he goes off trail and ends up going over cactus or something like that. But no big deal. I'll clean this rim up a little bit better while we're down there too. His chain loop is pretty greasy and it gets all over his rim, so clean all that off. I'll run this beadlock all the way up, push it in. There we go. Pain, of course. So it turns out the tube is just fine. I don't know what happened. Maybe it just cooled down a bit and it just felt super low, but I peeled this tire back and stuck my hand in there and the tube still had some pressure in it. So I went and put some air in it and it's not leaking. So I don't know. I don't know how he decided. We thought it was flat, but there was pop, but it's not pop, so I'll go get this tire seat back on the heat and door back on.
Alright guys, the bike's all done. It looks really nice and got all the plastics on, the tube on, and of course the grips, and it's looking pretty snappy, if I do say so myself. Thank you, Chevy, for helping.